The season is coming to an end, but there still are a few reasons to look for a couple spots in the NHL tonight. Home ice is the big reason, and that's what we're going to discuss here today in the NHL. Welcome into Puck Time, guys, powered by WagerTalk TV. I'm Andrew. I've got Carmine and the Prez with me to break down three games: Canucks, Jets, Oilers, Avalanche, and the Ducks taking on the Golden Knights. Carm, what's up, brother? How are you, man? And what are your thoughts on Canucks and Jets?
Yeah, Andrew, we're going to get to these games in a second. These are actually meaningful games, guys, and I'll explain why with each and every game, just so you guys know that there at least is something at play. Whether the teams care or not is up to them. But you look at this one: Jets are 1 point behind Vancouver, and should they meet in the conference finals, obviously the winner of this game would have home ice. So that's something to look at. I know a lot of you are thinking two Canadian teams in the conference finals in the West. No, that's not going to happen, but it's something still at play. Both backup goalies are going to go in this one, Lauren Brassard and Casey DeSmith, with Demko finally getting a start last time out. Andrew, before I get to this game, I have to address something. So someone put in our comment section the other day, I think it was on yesterday's video. The comment was, we can't get the comment on the screen as of yet, but he said, okay, Carmine, he says, okay, Carmine promised that if the Capitals made the playoffs, he would get Margot Robbie for a date with Buster. Now, is he man enough to do that? Well, I reached out to Margot Robbie. I sent a tweet to her. I sent her a DM, and she tweeted this out. So the answer is no on that one. But Perez has got a shot, apparently. So that answers that question. I just wanted to get that one out of the way. The man with no water is celebrating. He's a little dry.
Yes.
Anyways,
no water in my house. I'm going to try wrap this whole show. I'm going to wrap my entire segment. Improvised style.
Okay.
Freestyle.
Let me get back to this game now. So essentially, we're seeing some teams something to play for, but that's a long-term picture, and I don't think they really matter. It really matters. These teams are getting ready to play in the first round of the playoffs against their respective opponents. This is one with the backup goalies. I just don't think these guys are going to go out there and play at 75%, kind of like what the Oilers did last night in Arizona, where the Coyotes upset them 5-2. Hopefully, you guys stayed off any parlays involving the Edmonton Oilers in that final game in Arizona. They're moving 1,000 kilometers north. We use kilometers in Canada. I know you guys use miles down there to Utah. That should be finalized soon with the governor's meeting or owner's meeting. I'm going to keep this simple. The total's 5.5 here. I think we're going to see some goals in this one. I think they let loose in their final game of the season. I feel sorry for the backup goalies in this one. Guys aren't blocking shots. I use that all the time in the last week of the season. I'm taking the over here, 5.5, and I'll sit back, watch the first period. If it's a good first period like that Columbus Carolina one was, where they scored 5 goals in another meaningless game, then we're on our way to a win. If it's a scoreless after one, I'm just going to switch and watch a different game. Perez, what are your thoughts on this one? I like the over.
Dude, I don't like the Jets. I can't find any bets. I don't like the Canucks. I don't give a shit. Where do I go from there? Anyway, I'm taking the over in every game. No one will block shots. It won't be lame. There will be scoring all around. I've run out of rhymes. MC Prez is taking the night off. Okay. Over. That's all I got, man. I mean, in all seriousness, Carm, I said this yesterday. We're in nobody gives a F situation. I understand home ice advantage 3 rounds away from now. But the bottom line is there's not one single person who is going to block a shot, who's going to dive in front of the net. It's going to be high scoring all around. I like the over in this game. I'm going to tell you that in every single game. I'm sorry I'm so lame. Oh, I found another rhyme. Okay.
Andrew. And Andrew, I'm going to throw this one to you, Andrew, on this one, because that rap literally The ratings on this show
I
are dipping like
freestyled that, dude. I
crypto, like
literally
cryptocurrency.
freestyled that rap.
Yeah, our ratings are dipping like
And Carm
cryptocurrency.
doesn't give a crap.
I don't. Lawrence, let me get to this. First of all, I want your thoughts on this on this game, of course, Andrew. But I have to mention because I always fail to do this, and I got to mention it. Andrew, you have a 5% play up in Major League Baseball. I think it goes this afternoon. So just confirm that because I want you guys to head over to WagerTalk and pick it up. Andrew's been doing fantastic in MLB. And then give me your thoughts on this Vancouver-Winnipeg game.
Yeah, thanks, Carmine. I appreciate it. Early start, early afternoon, got the play up last night. So it's a long-term extended 61% run with MLB totals and team totals together. So right now, the best deal, it's available for myself and you guys as well, both Prez and Carm. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, get 10 days of plays for the price of 7. So guys, if you want that 5% play, better off just getting that great deal. 10 days of plays, all sports for the price of 7. Also 2-0 to start the NBA playoffs with the play-in games there yesterday with a winner on the Bulls. But today here, Carm, look, you guys are saying you like overs a lot. And for me, what my mindset's going to be is liking the home teams, right? I mean, there was so much going into yesterday's game. We saw a lot of emotion with the Coyotes, right? We saw the broadcasters, not really, all there because they were sad their team was leaving. You saw some, the fans. I know people say there aren't that many of them, but the fans were upset the team is leaving. And so I'm not saying it's the same thing here. Obviously, there's not going to be nearly as much emotion. But when it comes down to it, I want to bet on home teams. During the end of the regular season, guys, it kind of reminds me of exhibition hockey. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Exhibition hockey, you always start your better players. You want to give your fans a win. You want to give them the better lineup. Well, you guys are talking about blocking shots. I truly do believe that Winnipeg Jets, they want to get their fans ready for what they're going to see in the postseason. If you travel and you go away, do you guys think that Edmonton would have lost the way they did last night if that game was at home? I don't think so.
Yes.
The Coyotes played well, but they played well at home. And I'm a big believer that home ice is a big factor in these games that come down to the stretch when these games don't matter as much. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the money line for the Winnipeg Jets at home here, a team that's playing some good hockey down the stretch. They're a very deep team. And as Carr mentioned, a battle of the backup goaltenders. And I think for now, I will trust the Winnipeg backup. But for both these teams, let's be honest, they want to have their top guys, their top goalies in there. But Carm, we saw Laurent Brossoit. He went on a huge run with the Vegas Golden Knights. So he's more than capable to get the job done. All right. We got a question in the chat from Justin P saying, is this one of those days you just put pizza money on the Grand Salami over? Guys, I don't usually make those bets, but I think it's a, pretty big agreement around the table.
Yeah, well, just to jump in and MC Prez is taking a break right now. Yesterday on Penalty Box segment, I said take every game over the total, and I missed one. I think the Dallas game. Andrew, I think that it had Edmonton played at home, it would have been the exact same. It wouldn't have been. That's a bad game to use because of the emotion that Arizona had in Arizona playing their final home game. But I gotta believe that we're going to see pond hockey tonight. We're going to see space. I don't think, as a guy who plays hockey semi-professionally, I pay myself $10 a game. When intensity goes down, offense and skill come to the front. A scorer is a goal scorer, and these guys who score goals, man, when they put their heads down on the pillow, they think about those goals. They think about how they deked out a guy and did a dangle and top corner. I mean, they get excited about that stuff. As a guy who plays defense, whenever I'm playing pickup hockey, I'm literally like, you want a breakaway, dude? Go ahead. Let's watch. Like, I could care less. stopping a guy who is one-on-one on me in a pickup hockey game. And that's where the bets lie. And we saw it last night, and we're going to see it again tonight. And it's like, we're going to take apart all these games today. I think there's 2 more to discuss. And I'm going to tell you to bet the over on all of them. So, I mean, I don't see any other way to look. There's going to be no intensity. Winnipeg does not care. So I'm not with you on the home team. They want to get the fans ready for the playoffs. These guys want to get out of Dodge.
Are you just like disagreeing with me for the sake of it, or like do you think the road teams have the edge, or what?
Is your name Carmine or Teddy? I only disagree with Carmine or Teddy for the sake of it.
For the sake, I'm just saying, like I think if one team were to have the edge, it would be the home team to care more. I'm not saying, Prez, it's my favorite play of the day.
It would be the team that has the edge, and I mentioned this yesterday on Penalty Box segment, is the team that hasn't had an incredibly high intensity level for 2 straight, 3 straight, 4 straight weeks. In a game like Winnipeg and Vancouver, both have had that intensity level. So that is not the game I want to be looking at. You know, Vegas Golden Knights, LA Kings, that's interesting because there's still a lot to play there. But when you looked at last night's game, Edmonton Oilers, I can't believe I didn't release Arizona, dude. I'm kicking myself, even though I am still.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody was on them. Everybody was on them. But I mean, my final point on that would be, you know, just to close my case would be, and you guys know I'm not a Leafs guy. If the Leafs played back-to-back games at home against the Lightning and Panthers, I think we get a hell of a lot better of an effort than back-to-back games in the Sunshine State against those 2 teams. I think that's weight, but that's just my thoughts. Carm, I thought I saw a quote saying from Sheldon Keefe saying he was watching Bruins film between periods of the Tampa Bay Lightning game. So who knows if that's real or not, but what are your thoughts, man, on the salami over?
Yeah, a couple things. I'll address one of the guys in our chat who said that he hit a big 5-team parlay, pizza money parlay. I hope, thanks to our advice yesterday and talking points. So congratulations to you on hitting that. We always like it when somebody makes some money in these ones. And, you know, Andrew, to quickly touch on the Leafs one, the focus for the Leafs in the final 2 games of the NHL season, we're trying to get Austin Matthews to 70 goals. They're totally unhinged yesterday because every puck you saw, there was a guy essentially ghosting and on Matthews on every power play. Every time they were in the O zone, they knew that the puck was going to go to him. When you know as a team where they're going to put the puck, who they're going to pass to, it makes it easier to play against the team. The Leafs didn't care if they lost 9-2, as long as one of those 2 goals was Austin Matthews' 70th goal. Now they can put that behind them and focus on the first round of the playoffs. Those were 2 pond hockey games, and they got shelled in both. So we'll see as far as that goes. Andrew, I want to just get to this next game, this Edmonton and Colorado one. So cue it up for us.
Let's get to it. And Carm, as you mentioned off the top there, but the home ice advantage, that's what a lot of this has to do with. That's pretty much the name of the game here for tonight's slate. It's not about who's going to play who in the first round. It's about kind of potential matchups later on and who has the better standing going in to those matchups. Now, Prez, I'm seeing -175 here for the home team, Colorado, plus 145 the kickback, and total, as expected here, Carm, is 6.5. Sorry, I was going back just in order that I'm used to. It's in my brain, Carm, my bad. But 6.5 as the total, juice towards the over here. And as you talked about, Carm, it does matter about home ice advantage. These guys know because you know, and you talked about it and you gave us the points before the show started. So how much do you think it matters to these guys in this game?
I'll tell you how much it matters. It's even though it is a talking point in the fact that if the Edmonton Oilers were to win tonight's game in, let's say, a regulation time, because winning in OT would give Colorado a point. They finish even on points. If these two teams were to meet in the conference finals, the team with more points obviously gets home ice. So an Oilers win, and they would have home ice should they meet Colorado in the conference finals. But I'm here to tell you that isn't even a thought for the Edmonton Oilers. So the Edmonton Oilers go in, they play probably at 75% yesterday, if even that, against Arizona. A nothing game for them. Tonight's it's even worse for them. They just want to start the playoffs right now. They're going into Colorado. And here's the thing. Yesterday, the Edmonton Oilers called up Sam Gagner and Adam Erne from their minor league affiliate. That likely means that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl will both be sitting tonight. Not managed minutes. They will not even be on the bench tonight. They called up two guys who fill those spots and have filled them when these guys are injured. And if you're looking at the line right now, the line is starting to move on Colorado. I think they're up to like 170 now. I think they opened at 130, 140. So although the info's not out, I think when the info becomes available and you know that Draisaitl and McDavid are out, that Colorado becomes an even bigger favorite. I'm just going with the puck line here. I'm going to take the Avs on the puck line. You're getting plus money on them. Avs minus 1.5, plus 142 is the line currently available at DK. And that price will disappear if both those players are announced as out. I can't see them playing back-to-back games, meaningless games, prior to game one of the NHL playoffs. So it's the Avs for me at home tonight on the puck line. Prez?
Yeah, Carm, listen, if there is a side bet to take here, I think the Avs are the right way to go. I mean, surprisingly, I like the over in this game. It's shocking. You guys didn't see that coming. But again, nobody's going to be diving in front of pucks. And I don't think people realize how many block shots there actually are in a hockey game. So without the block shots, we're going to have backup goaltenders in. Colorado Avalanche have real goaltending issues moving forward into the playoffs. Something to keep on top of. They might be an over team during the first round as well. I lean on the Avs here. I lean on the over. This is one of the games where I don't love this game. Whereas with Winnipeg and Vancouver, I really do like the over. This game, I can't find myself getting anywhere in this game.
It's tricky because of the price overall. I think like if we were handicapping this
And
game
it's
and
a
we're trying to
6.5.
find a side, yeah. And you look at the money line, Carm makes great points about Edmonton. They couldn't care less yesterday. How much are they going to care about this one? Who's going to be in? Who's going to be out? We talk about the guys getting called up to play in this game. Will the star players be in there? We probably don't think they will be. And at the same time, Prez, you mentioned the goaltending has not been great. The defense hasn't been great. The back checking hasn't been great for Colorado. But again, I'll repeat myself and say, Colorado has been just like a whole different team when they play at home versus on the road. If you looked at this team's road record and I didn't show you their home record, you would think they're an okay hockey team. Really. I mean, they were so dominant during this regular season at home, guys, that they were able to be so abysmal on the road. And when I say abysmal, not like, the Arizona Coyotes, they're not, probably I should say my own team, the Montreal Canadiens, if I'm being honest, on the road. But they were so bad on the road, they had to have such a good home record. And you take a look at this Colorado team overall, they've been scoring goals. The total's gone over in 4 of the last 5 games at home. They've gotten the job done at home, 6-1 last 7, especially against Edmonton. And Edmonton overall has struggled against Colorado. So this is the thing. The price is kind of scaring me off it here. I mean, I kind of want to get involved. When I looked at this number, Colorado jumped out to me. We're not making parlays. We're not looking at anything else. I think the move here, and I know it might sound kind of counterintuitive for me to say I don't like the high price on Colorado, but to give out a little bit of a juicy bet here, guys, but I like the over 1.5 in the first period. A lot of times intensity kind of starts to like, what's the word for it? Kind of like go away, I guess, as the game goes on. But once the first period starts, you still went through all your morning routines. You still went through your pregame routines. You still got out there. The coach got you fired up. I feel like it's like the second and third period when you're like, all right, can this game just be over? So off a tough game last night for Edmonton, Colorado playing at home, over 1.5 first period is the play I like here, guys, in this one. All of you guys, I'm sure you're pumped up for the playoffs, and we will be having playoff videos. Carmine and myself are recording a playoff preview video with Kelly Stewart, Kelly in Vegas this afternoon as well. Prez has his penalty box segment each and every day, also the presidential address. And you can also find so many other videos daily posted to WagerTalk TV. So guys, thanks for being here. Hit the like button wherever you're watching, but especially on Shorts or YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. We really, really do appreciate that. Right, Carm?
We absolutely do, guys. There's like 140 people watching and like 15 views or 15 likes. Let's get those likes up, guys.
I just gave you guys a like. You're at 45 likes.
All right, we're getting there. Listen, Andrew, I'm excited about the playoffs. I'm excited about the playoffs starting. I was out with one of my friends watching the a couple of games last night. We're watching the Leafs game. He's a big. So this is you've met my buddy Joe. He only bets overs, Leafs overs. And yesterday he decided to bet the Leafs. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just stick to your routine of betting the Leaf overs? And of course, the game goes over. The Leafs don't win. And he's suffering a different kind of rage this morning. But with that said, Andrew, this next one is one we need to discuss. Again, it's not a marquee matchup, but I think we can find a play. And I have a play in my head that I think Prez is going to come out with. And now he's thinking about it. So let's cue it up, Andrew.
Oh, God.
It's the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights going head-to-head here. We've got not minus 150, not minus 200, not minus 350, minus 395 home favorites at T-Mobile Arena in Sin City. Total at 6, the minus 1.5 for the Golden Knights at minus 150 right now. You certainly have to pay a premium. Cutter Gauthier will make his NHL debut tonight for the Anaheim Ducks. And, well, a lot of drama about this guy, Cutter Gauthier. If you're a hockey fan, you know about it. But if not, I'll fill you in. Pretty much, he told Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Flyers, he would not be playing for the organization. He will not go to their team. And he ended up getting traded. Drysdale for Gauthier, a 1-for-1 trade. Defenseman from the Ducks. He went to Philadelphia, and Gauthier went to the Ducks before he ever played a game. And then he's in the gold medal game or the championship college hockey game. And he said there's going to be a bunch of tears on the other side. Those players are going to have tears after the game. I'm going to score a lot of goals on them, and they're going to be super upset after the game. It's going to be unfortunate for them. Well, that turned into be a bad circumstance as well because his team lost the national championship as the favorites, BC. So this guy, he talks a lot of smack, guys. He's got a lot going on around him before he's even made an appearance in the NHL. But I think this Vegas Golden Knights team, I think they're ready for the playoffs. If you guys, I talked about home teams. This to me is a home team that will be ready for the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to absolutely shit kick the Anaheim Ducks tonight, for lack of better words. Am I allowed to say that here? We'll find out. But I like the Anaheim Ducks plus 1.5 at plus 125. I don't usually bet those wagers. Maybe sprinkle a little bit on the money line. The plus 2.5 is there as well for you. I think Anaheim makes this a game. I'm going to look at team totals. I'm going to look at a plus 1.5. I think personally that Anaheim cares in this one. This is a team that is going to be up for this game. We'll find out late tonight if the Golden Knights care about this game. What do you guys think, Carm?
First of all, my first thought was when you were saying "and then," all I could think about was that scene in "Dude, Where's My Car," where he's trying to order at the drive-through, and the person kept saying "and then." Andrew, I'm completely opposite of
I've
you.
actually
This is
seen that.
the
I've seen
Ducks,
that.
the Ducks finale as well too. Um, they very well could be. They could have been out on the town last night in Vegas. The Vegas flu. I don't think they have any thoughts of what's going to happen here. Vegas clinches third in the Pacific with a win and play the Edmonton Oilers. An OT loss and an LA Kings win drops them down to eighth, and where they'll play the Dallas Stars. Now, pick your poison. Would you rather play the Edmonton Oilers, or would you rather play the Dallas Stars on the road? So it's a game of importance for the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm taking the puck line here. They've beaten Anaheim 4 straight at home by 3 or more goals. I'm going to lay the VIG in this one. Minus 1.5 is minus 145. I'm going to lay the VIG in this one. They show up to play tonight. I don't think the Ducks do. And it's a multi-goal win for the Vegas Golden Knights. And with that said, I'll send it over to the Prez.
Carm, it's an interesting question. Do you want to play Dallas or Edmonton? I mean, my answer flat out is I want to play Dallas. You know, people will look and say, okay, Dallas has the better record. Well, take that with a grain of salt. There were a month into the season, Edmonton needed to win like 67% of their games or something like that just to make the playoffs. Once they made that coaching change, Edmonton's record is not only better than Dallas's, but way better than Dallas. I also think Vegas matches up better against Dallas than Edmonton. So if I'm Vegas, I want to play Dallas. If I'm the Kings, I want to play Dallas. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. As for what to bet on this game, the over. Nobody's going to block shots. And as for the gentleman who wrote, Russell Deck, my brother, Prez, you look disinterested in this morning. Russell, I woke up this morning to a water leak in my house. I have construction guys in the next room. I have no water. None of these games are of any interest to me. I just like to hang out with Andrew and Carm. The season is over. I'm super pumped about the playoffs. NHL is unbelievably interesting to me. And one of the other guys wrote, how do you buy a $188 package for the NFL, for the NHL playoffs? On any one of our pages over at WagerTalk, whether it's Andrew, Carm, or myself, down the right side, you will see long-term packages. That is where you will find it. I've had a monster season. I'm coming into the playoffs on a 6-0 and 13-2 NHL run. Last bet I gave out was Vancouver. I gave it out as 4-1 score. Boom. Literally the exact score. So I just wanted to brag. Other than that, I'm taking the over. I'm sorry if you guys don't love my performance today. It's very hard to suggest bets with your hard-earned money on games where we truly don't know who's going to show up and who's not going to show up. You know, does Anaheim want a better, chance at the lottery? What about Chicago? That's why I say I like that bet at the beginning, Andrew, that you mentioned, the grand salami over, and call it a day.
Prez, you know what? I don't usually think about that stuff, about the lottery, and it, as much as I know that I know that you guys will give me some crap about how bad my favorite team is, the Canadians. I've never been a fan to cheer against them. I know a lot of Canadians fans cheer for them to lose. Well, last night, Prez, the Coyotes winning, it actually hurt them quite a decent amount as far as the lottery is concerned. Yeah. Obviously, they're going to go out there and try and win. It's like we always say, players don't tank, general managers do. But in the real scheme of things, you guys are right. It comes down to it. If Anaheim wins tonight, it's not really benefiting them. It's only hurt. I mean, it's good for the younger players to get a win late in the season and stuff like that. But I don't think there's any reason why they're not going to want to get a better draft position. That is for sure. But we'll find out how much this game means to the Vegas Golden Knights to deserve to be, nearly $4 favorites at this point. But we got some heavy favorites. We'll try and find a way to make some money on them. We got best bets here, guys. But again, keep in mind, we're all talking about this. I'll speak for myself, but my best bet is not going to be the same as some of my other best bets have been lately. They're not my favorite bets. This is just kind of a content play. I will be passing in the NHL today. So those are some plays I liked. I did research the card, but I will be passing in the NHL today. Let's go around around the horn here. We'll start with Carm. Do you have any plays going today for clients, Carm? What do you have going moving forward?
Yeah, just one NHL play that's up on the site at WagerTalk. It's a 4% play. Season finale, best bet. Let's see if we can hit that one. 2024 has been good for NHL, bouncing back from 2023, start of the season. And I'm looking forward to the playoffs. I'm going to have, for those who have the NHL package through the playoffs, or those who are buying the NHL playoff package, later today, I'm going to have all these series winners that I like and that I'm betting uploaded as plays, so you'll get those before the games kick off on Saturday. As far as my best bet, Andrew, I'm going to go back to this Vegas game, and I'm going to take Jack Eichel. You're getting plus money, but that's because on his shot prop, but that's because it's at 4.5. He opened the season against, I think, game 3 of the season for them, their second home game. They opened up against the Anaheim Ducks. He had 8 shots on goal, 5 in back-to-back games. He's listed at 4.5 plus 124 right now. I'm going to look for Eichel to get some shots tonight. I think it's the same thing. The big guys show up. It has some meaning, this game, for them. I don't think they're going to lose this game because they want to play the Dallas Stars. They want to finish third in the division. Give me Eichel over 4.5 shots plus 124 as show best bets, and I'll throw it over to Prez.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me. I would have loved to have spoken series bets with you guys. A real tough card tonight. Please, everybody, tread carefully. One of our listeners, Brian Starr, writes that Brian has passed this entire week, and that, I assume he's talking about Brian Leonard. That is a completely reasonable thing to do on the last week of the season. This is not like other sports. This sport requires an unbelievable amount of intensity and toughness. So it makes sense to pass this week. I did have a couple of plays. I won them both. I do want to say really quickly that yesterday I watched the entire Man City soccer game from start to finish, did not miss one single play. That was the first club soccer game I've ever watched in my life, and I'm officially announcing that it will be my last. It was the biggest waste of 2.5 hours I've ever experienced in my life. That sport makes no sense. Man City had the possession of the ball for 90% of the game and lost. I don't understand how anyone can watch such crap. My best bet tonight is the over in the Minnesota Wild game. I think that's the best over on the board. I think largely because neither team is preparing for the playoffs, and both teams can just come out there and have a nice free skate, a great sweat, get ready for golf. So that's my favorite bet on the board. Guys, I do want to tell you that Teddy and I have put together a promotion for you all that I think is really incredible. Teddy's NBA season has been absolutely outstanding, start to finish. One of the best NBA handicappers on the planet. My NHL season has been incredible. I'm basically tied with Andy Lang as #1 most profitable NHL handicapper. And you can get both my NHL season playoffs and Teddy's NBA playoffs combined for $179 each. You can find that at his page or at my page. Boys, I love you guys. I can't wait for the playoffs to go. And I leave you with one last thing. Go Leafs.
I like the passion. I like it. All right, Prez. Get the hell out of here. We'll see you later on Wager Talk today. Carm, what do you have for your best bet?
Carm actually gave out his best bets.
Sorry.
Way to pay attention,
Andrew.
bro.
So listen. So what you have here is we have Prez with no water, and apparently Andrew's water might be a mixture of vodka and soda. So it's been quite the show.
I almost fell asleep while Prez was shitting on
today's show.
Honestly, I was just hoping that you were going to bounce
that one
back.
team didn't even try score. Like, legitimately didn't even try. They're like, we're going to line the net with bricks and wait till penalty shots. Like
Andrew Lawrence,
everything that is wrong with sport was Real Madrid yesterday.
Okay. The Prez, Andrew, I'm just going to say this, and then you can close it out. The Prez, he says that's his first club game that he's watched. I actually took him to the finals, the MLS Cup in Toronto versus Seattle, and it was a similar game. Andrew, Seattle in that game, first of all, Seattle in that game through 90 minutes and 30 minutes of extra time, not one shot on goal, and they won in penalty kicks. But we get there, and it is cold, and the fans in Toronto stood for the whole game. So 10 minutes in, everyone's standing, and Prez looks around and goes, "Are none of you guys going to sit down?" And he's freaking out because now he has to stand for the whole match. And then he wants to light a cigarette, but he can't because you're in a stadium. You can't light a cigarette. But then the guy beside us with his girlfriend lights up a joint. And Prez says, if security's not coming for him, they're not coming for me. And he lights up a cigarette in the open air stadium. And we enjoyed a game that was absolutely horrible to watch. So I'll say that and send it back to you.
What a disgusting habit. What a nasty and filthy habit that is. Hard to believe.
I know, right? Standing up at a soccer game for 2 hours, it doesn't get more nasty and filthy than that. What the frick?
This is how you know people of my age have a horrible attention spans, Carm. When someone talks for so long, I forget if you even spoke before him. So that's my bad. But guys, a 5% play for me. I'm pumped up about it. In the MLB, it's a day game, so start your day off with a big winner. Really, really like this board, despite it being a small board in the MLB today. So grab that 5% play, or grab 10 days for the price of 7 over at wt.buzz/am. I'll also be live streaming later on today with Adam Trigger and potentially having Kelly joining us as well, so you won't want to miss that. My best bet's going to be an Andy Lang style play here with a guy to not get a point. That's Matty Beniers, forward for the Seattle Kraken. This team is having trouble scoring right now. And despite us talking about overs throughout tonight in the NHL, I don't think player props on the Kraken are the way to go. If you're betting on player props, you're betting on team totals, it's the Minnesota Wild. That's the team you want to look towards. So Matty Beniers, 4 straight games for him with a ton of ice time, but no points. We'll bet on Beniers to not record a point for the Seattle Kraken. Thanks for watching, guys. Next time we talk, we'll be talking about some playoffs with you. Should be a lot more fun and informative. We'll see you next time right here on Puck Time.